Hey everybody, Shane here and welcome to Bernie's compound. Well, today I was going to do a walk around on my 2001 Ford Falcon au2 xr8 trayback ute. As you see, this is pretty much how I bought it. The paint's still pretty faded, it's got a few scratches, a few dents, but I'm not really that worried about it at the moment. The front was really badly damaged when I got it. You see, it has got a few cracks slowly appearing, but nothing like the canyons I had before, and it was pretty beat up. It had smashed headlights, it was all beat up here, it was beat up all through here, and over this side, and down the bottom. So I've, for rego purposes, as you see, I've also painted it, but the colour code was freaking mile out. But like I said, for rego purposes, that's all I did it. And it come up pretty good. And down the track, the whole thing will get a paint job. So the main thing was to get it over rego. So I've tried to address all those things for rego, which I've done because I got it registered. As you see, here's the tray. Whoever owned it before had in mind for motorcycles. I don't think it's ever had a motorcycle on it. But it's been well made, there's no two ways about it. Good size as well, as you see. Got LED tail lights. It's got all the multiple drilling there, so it's all hidden behind the steel. So it looks pretty good and it works well. The only pitfall about the whole tray, in my opinion, whoever built it, they didn't take into account maybe the height, I don't know, but I think maybe the tray was meant to go up higher, but they ended up putting down lower, I'm not sure. But what it really needs is, they've cut down really low here and they've kept it up high here, whereas the filler cap goes up. So what it needs is a piece cut out all the way along here and that piece welded back in, so you can actually get more of a direct point of fill, because it's nearly impossible at a service station to fill it. You have to put a heap of 20 litre drums on the back, fill them up. When you fill them up, drive around to the corner, go to the park, and then siphon the drums into the petrol tank itself. But it's not that much of a hassle, but I will address that one day down the track. So otherwise, I'll get to the front again. I'll crack this open. There we go. There you go, so it's a 5 litre V8. There it goes. There's the Tickford badge signature on the rocker cover. So where do I start? So basically, when I got it, gearbox trashed. No forward gears, a real notchy reverse. You couldn't use it at all. You're better off just pushing it. So I managed to get a gearbox out of a XR8 that somebody was wrecking, which had a pretty much recode auto gearbox. So I bought that, kitted it out and put it in, and works like a treat. But the whole time it had a bad shutter when you started it. It shuttered through the whole cab, the whole lot. It was nearly shaking the doors off. So I thought, that was, from the bad gearbox. But when I put the gearbox in and started it, it still had the bad shutter. So I thought it can only be a couple of things. A bad engine mount, which I inspected, and I thought, well, you know what, they probably do need changing. I bought some, but I haven't put it in yet. But the harmonic balancer was the next one. I thought it looked pretty ratchet, so I replaced the harmonic balancer. In turn, I replaced the bottom pulley, the adjustment pulley, the top pulley, and the belt. And as you can see, it's got a brand new alternator. I only fitted that a couple of months ago because it was pretty much chewing batteries out, like pretty much overnight. But while I was doing all that, I accidentally bumped this top hose here, and on the original Ford ones it's all one piece moulded into here. I accidentally broke it here. I thought, oh okay, it's probably old, so no sweat, I'll replace it. So I ended up getting on eBay, and to replace the top hose was between 40 and 50 bucks. But I ended up buying the whole silicone kit, which is upper, lower and all the other stuff, for 79 bucks delivered, so no brainer, I just bought that. So when I got all that, I started pulling all the old hoses off. And this one right here, well, it didn't even need to be undone. It basically pulled off in my fingers. The pipes coming out of the water pump were so rotted that there was only like 5mm holding the pipe on. So I had no choice, I had to replace the water pump. But in turn, I replaced the housing as well, the thermostat and the housing. But to try and get the water pump off, it had 2 seize bolts. And I ended up snapping both of them, trying to get them out. So they were pretty much seized in pretty badly. So I ended up getting a very, very fine drill bit, and I drilled around the broken stud in between the stud and the inside of the hole on the timing cover until I loosened up all the corroded stuff and actually got the studs out easy. They were never corroded in the block, they were corroded in the timing cover. So I ended up buying a new timing cover because I did mark the inside of the holes. Probably not enough to warrant to buy a new one, but I did anyway. You know, you may as well, you've gone that far, you may as well keep going. So basically from there I cleaned it all up, put it all back together, and as you see it now, I haven't touched it, it's all been really good. So at least I got rid of the bad vibration anyway. So from there, so all I've got to really do under here, I reckon it's still got a vacuum leak. So I'm going to pull the valley off, all the top inlet manifold, throttle bodies, put on new gaskets, replace any crusty hoses like these ones and these ones. Just the ones that are going to be a real pain to replace later on down the track. I'll get all that stuff done. Then pretty much it's done under here, that's it. I don't sort of really have to come back. The next job will be, what I've got is dimpled and slotted rotors to put on the front and dimpled slotted rotors for the rear. I've got brand new hubs to go onto the front. The only thing stopping me from going any further is I don't have any pads for the front and I don't have any pads for the rear. As I'm putting new rotors on, I want to start fresh and put all new stuff on. But I thought, while I'm doing that, I may as well come to the back. I'm going to pull the axles out and I'm going to replace it with all new bearings and seals. When that goes on, brand new rotors, brand new pads. I'll probably even clean the calipers up and give them a good clean look again, and probably paint the wheels over again as well, make them look good. And then there's finally I'll give the whole car a paint. It's got a few scratches, it's got a few dents, but nothing that would stress you out too bad. It's going to be an easy job. That's probably the worst one of the lot. Got a little tiny little dent in it. But having the Tickford motor, it comes standard with the extractors. It's got the intake there. I've removed the pipe here and blocked it up. So if I come back up here, as you'll see, it's got a 3-inch system from the extractors back, and then it comes back here, and I've got pretty much a 4-inch tip on the back of it. So it gives it a toughish look. But while I'm here, I may as well, I'll give it a start. You see the inside's just a bit untidy because me and the dog have been cruising around in it. It starts up easy enough. It's got a real good note on it. Not overly loud, but enough to tell people you're there anyway. See, the motor's sweet as. Another rev, why not? And you see the inside, I really haven't done anything. I put a single DIN fascia panel in with a different stereo. I took the old stereo out because it wasn't working real well. Apart from that, I really haven't done much in here. Even I haven't even cleaned it. But what I did do, I had to replace the hinges as well in here as well, because they were that worn out. They were dragging the door along the bottom. So I got some hinges and I got some paint and I painted and put them on, and they work well. So not perfect, I don't reckon, but I've got a mate that'll come around and tidy that up. He said he said it'd be no problem. Otherwise, I might just leave it at that. I'll just show you one little thing before I go, but hope you enjoyed that walk around on the ute anyway. Just something different from the videos I normally put up, but there you go. I normally play with buggies and bikes and everything else, but what I've got here. Hello little boys and girls. The dog had puppies, and here you go. If you want a dog that'll cuddle up with you at night and watch TV with you and be a loyal companion, in a day you'll have a dog that is a rotary hoe crossed with a post hole digger. As you see, they're already starting to dig holes here now, but they are beautiful little puppies. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I'll keep you posted the next time I do anything with the ute. So thanks very much. Bye.